this is not a game. You know, these people have manipulated circumstances so that they're playing games with real life situations. Some of these neighborhoods and stuff that I grew up in later in life as a kid, that was socially engineered. That
Mm.
didn't happen just because black folk was in despair and stuff like that. Opportunities were withheld. Money was diverted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to like get all political, but these are like what's really going on. And I want to say one of the biggest takeaways, and I'm trying. I don't want to take up the whole time. Is at that Black National Convention was a young woman. It was a political piece, and one young woman said, "Hey, you know, we can talk about national politics and this and that, but let's educate ourselves on the politics that's going on in our backyard. Let's empower our young B1 youth in that, because there's so many things that we could make that we could move the needle on or make a difference on locally if we get involved in our local issues and local concerns, that it's not always wrapped up into what happens at the federal level. There's a lot of local stuff. And I think that as a part of this, it's just really, I guess to wrap it up, is to have the B1 mindset, because everybody else factually is operating in groups. Everybody. We need to empower our young people to say, hey, nothing to us has happened, especially in a positive way, without the group collective. And you could, I mean, probably the easiest way to look is like the quote unquote civil rights movement. That's what a lot of people say. I'm tired of this. Bite me with a dog. Do whatever. I'm gonna stand here and we're gonna make change. And there's people took other approaches to it as well. In order to impact change. But just going back to some of the stuff that I would read, and whether it's Dr. Anderson's books, I read all kind of people like he's passed away, but Amos Wilson, brother Amos Wilson. He has a lot of good stuff where he gets to the point to where a lot of the big changes happen when black folk kept their money in their pocket
Mm.
and stop spending stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because you basically funding your own oppression in a lot of cases, in like a lot of areas. And so I guess what I mean by like the B1 mindset, and then if you could teach entrepreneurship for those people that can see an opportunity to keep the money in the community by capitalizing on our market first, you know, capitalizing on our innovation, on the things that people are capitalizing based on our culture. I mean, bottom line, capitalizing on our culture first. Before those young artists get out there and get swooped up by somebody else, let's keep it in our community and help to educate them to get legal help to protect their rights, to make sure that they're operating on platforms that are owned and controlled by black folk that can benefit them and they're not getting taken advantage of. So I think that it takes a collective effort, but I think like the root of all of it is just educating young people that we didn't decide to be called so-called black folk, but that has put us in a precarious position that we need to collectively get out of. And so to get us in touch with who we are, and that we want to, teach these young folks how to practice black group economics by loving themselves, and then extending that love to other black folk and not getting caught up in all the hype and the stereotypes and the racism, and because it's global. I've
Right.
traveled and it's all over the place, and I think
Mhm.
that shouldn't stop us from educating our kids that it's not right. It promotes injustice, um, and in teaching them to do things in the way that you are. It allows our kids to just to be able to understand, justice and doing
Right.
things that are
Let me
right.
actually jump in real quick though.